Good Thursday, everyone. I'm meteorologist Dave Snyder at the National Weather Service with Alaska's statewide weather. Low pressure continues to track up into the southern Bering Sea and pushing a lot of warm air across Bristol Bay and the south and western coast. Fog across the low and mid Yukon valleys there. Warmer air working over Fairbanks, where heavier rainfall passed through today, shutting down the airport for a time this morning and into the early afternoon. And warm air still working up through the central Gulf, bringing heavy rain to places like Yakutat. More moderate rainfall across the eastern parts of the Kenai Peninsula and Prince William Sound, and light rain moved through the Anchorage area in Matsu as we went through the early morning hours. Meanwhile, stronger northerly winds working down through the southern Bering and the central Aleutians. That's going to bring in some colder air into the North Pacific, but it's not going to get colder for most of Alaska. In the meantime, flood warning until 5 o'clock for Friday for the Cape Fairweather to Cape Suckling coastal areas there. Some heavy rainfall will continue along the eastern and western parts of the Alaska Range, including Denali National Park. Wind advisories in effect until 6 o'clock on Friday. Their gusts could go over 60 miles per hour, especially in the passes. For the central interior, look for periods of freezing rain. Some of that continues through this evening. Most of that will be relatively light around McGrath. Winter weather advisories in effect for areas of rain and freezing rain. Into the lower and middle Yukon and Koyukuk valleys, we're looking at light freezing rain and some minor snow accumulation, probably around an inch or so. For Norton Sound, expect periods of light freezing rain and perhaps some snow. Rain and freezing rain also possible around areas near Nome. A better chance for some snow showers earlier on through the evening hours. All the way out east into Fort Yukon, periods of snow and some light freezing rain possible there. For the Arctic coast, winter weather advisories until midnight on Friday with snow and blowing snow possible there. So an awful lot going around all the way around Alaska. Low pressure will sit very close to the Pribilofs. Blizzard conditions possible there. A warning is in effect right now. Warmer air works across south central and southwestern Alaska by Saturday, but this will have some interesting effects for southeast that has seen its fair share of rainfall with this period of warm and wet weather. Looks like drier weather is in shape for your Saturday. For southeast, pockets of fog, but not a whole lot of rainfall expected as we start up the weekend. That will focus around south central and southwestern Alaska. Periods of rain and freezing rain possible there with snow around Norton Sound, the YK Delta, and into the western tip of the Seward Peninsula, with snow also across the Arctic coast. Cold air pushed northward for now. With Alaska statewide weather, I'm meteorologist Dave Snyder.